ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Whether you're in Manhattan or residing in the Bronx, it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Toronto Blue Jays in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Paul O'Neill. I'm Michael Kay. Last night, the Yankees dominated the Blue Jays by a score of 5-0, and it was a battery, Paul, get this, that provided the spark.
Well, you're at your best already, Michael. But last night, when you looked at Hiroki Kuroda, he was at his best. He had all his pitches working. Slider there, split-fingered there, and Austin Romine, it was his first time out there working with it. He kind of just cruised through. But late in the game, big double, knocked in the third run. Big game for Austin Romine, confidence-wise. I think he's on his way.
Couple of hits for Romine, couple of hits for David Adams, so the Baby Bombers continue to do well. Let's look at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Brandon Morrow will go for the Blue Jays, and it's David Phelps for the Yankees. Last time out, Paul, David Phelps was really good against the Indians, but he was the hard luck loser.
Yeah, he lost 1-0, and a lot of times you don't show highlights from a loss, but if you watch some of these pitches, he was at his best. Nick Swisher, not in the Yankee uniform, but doing what he did here once in a while. And again, David Phelps has been through the Yankee system, knows how to pitch. This will be his fourth start today. If he can continue it, he's going to have a lot more.
Well, I'd like to win this matchup, and then the Yankees take the series. And you know what? It's against the Blue Jays. And the Yankees, for some reason or another, have absolutely dominated Toronto. When we come back, we'll give you the specific numbers. That's next on Yes. This early in the season, and the Yankees have dominated them 7-1 in the 8 games. They've outscored them, obviously out-hit them, they've out-homered them, and most importantly, they've out-pitched them. Yankees go 4-5 against the rest of the American League East, so the Blue Jays have been a great tonic for the Yankees. They want to continue that this afternoon in the stadium. When we come back, fans are filing in. It's the Blue Jays and the Yankees lineups. First pitch baseball coming up next on Yes. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jaguar. See the new model year lineup at JaguarUSA.com. By PNC, see your business's cash flow like never before with PNC Cash Flow Insight. And by the Experience Buick Lease. It's a new lease on luxury. A little bit of an overcast day here in the Bronx, but we're going to have a baseball game, Yankees against the Blue Jays. The cotton candy is out. Cowboy hats are on, and the Yankees are taking the field. That's a nice setup right there.
It's a future Billy Jack right there.
There you go.
You saw Billy Jack when you were young?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
He was a bad dude.
So Billy Martin, too. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Melky Cabrera in left field will lead off. Batting second and playing right field, Jose Bautista. Edwin Encarnacion, the DH, will hit third. Cleaning up the catcher, J.P. Arancibia. Adam Lind at first base is going to bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing third base, Brett Laurie. Colby Rasmus in center field will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the shortstop, Maestros Torres. And Emilio Bonifacio, the second baseman, will bat ninth. David Phelps will face that lineup. The young Yankee right-hander in the rotation in place of Ivan Nova. And we will get the numbers on David Phelps. This will be his fourth start. He's 1-2 with a 4.33. 32 hits in 35 in the third innings, 15 walks, 38 strikeouts, 246 opponent's batting average against. Brigadier General Kent Sarver throws out the first pitch.
Good movement and a strike, too.
Very nice. A handshake from Austin Romine. And we owe a lot to the people in uniform, the ladies and men that do that work, that keep us free, and we thank every single one of them. So a well-deserved first pitch. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report on David Phelps, brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
I don't know if you knew this, Michael. He's a minor league stud. Came through the minor league with the Yankees. He won the 2010. He was minor league pitcher of the year. 2012, most outstanding Yankee in spring training. When we got your back, I think they've got everybody's back. The bullpen in his last 3 games, 7.2 scoreless innings in relief of Phelps. Best slider in town, another award. Baseball America tabbed David Phelps. Slider is the best slider in the organization. It's hard to live up to.
It's a nice title to have.
Where do you go with that? I got the best. Where do you go with that?
You got to have the best fastball then. Let's take a look at the defense behind David Phelps. In the outfield, it's Wells, Gardner, and Granderson left to right. In the infield, it's Adams, Nix, Cano, and Overbay. Austin Romine behind the plate, and David Phelps is on the mound. Yankees made a move late last night. They announced it today. Reed Brignac plays third, short, and second. Was acquired for cash from the Colorado Rockies, who had designated him for assignment. And Alberto Gonzalez was then designated for assignment by the Yankees. But Brignac, who they thought would be here for the start of the game, is not here. So at this point, the Yankees are playing with a little bit of a short roster. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 65 degrees, humidity is 48%. The wind 10 miles per hour, and the forecast is partly cloudy and fair.
Partly cloudy and fair. Does that mean no rain, though, right?
That's what we're hoping, Paul. Because I know you have dinner plans after the game. You don't need a delay.
Well, last night we were talking, and I'm up to 2 words. You say moon funny, and you say tea funny. By the end of the year, I'm going to have another one.
I don't understand how I say moon wrong.
You didn't there. Last night you dropped like a moon. I felt like I was in the Bronx when I heard moon.
You know what? You are in the Bronx. Melky Cabrera used to be in the Bronx, now a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Yankees, as we showed you moments ago, 7-1 against the Blue Jays this year. Cabrera is ready. Phelps is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. Home plate umpire is Rob Drake. And another strike.
There's that slider we talked about in the pregame. I was just looking at Melky Cabrera, a little overzealous on the eye black today, huh?
Alice Cooper look.
Yeah.
Kiss. And Phelps deals the 0-2. 1-2.
You see Phelps, I mean, he started out with 2 fastballs going this way, and then a slider goes this way. So as a hitter, you're picking up the spin of the ball in the same location. One is going to end up off the corner, one going in. This one's going in. Off the back foot. Uh-oh.
It hit him, but he swung. The swing supersedes the hit by pitch. So Melky is out.
No, that's a bad at bat. You get a strikeout and a hit on the big toe. That's a bad first at bat. And you see, he had already gone for the pitch when the ball hit him. That's that good slider. Started him off away with it, and then all of a sudden he threw one back foot, literally back foot, and got the swing.
So one down. That'll bring up Jose Bautista. Count 1-0. Bautista was 0 for 4 in last night's game. Not too many hits for the Blue Jays. Kuroda was outstanding. And then Claiborne got the final 3 outs in the ninth for a combined 5-0 shutout.
Yeah, I think when Kuroda left, Melky Cabrera had 2 hits, and the rest of the lineup was like 1 for 23 or 1 for 24. So he really just shut down the Blue Jays, and they had come in here on a 4-game hitting or 4-game winning streak where they'd been hot.
Today's closed captioning brought to you by Lexus. Clips the outside corner on the 3-0, 3-1. Big shift on for Bautista. Canoa's on the shortstop side of second.
I always wonder, he missed a couple balls last night where he just missed them. And you just want, you know, when you're that close as a home run hitter, you kind of hold your breath the next day as a player that you just don't get them today. And, you know, he got behind him, and guys in the middle of the lineup, you just can't lay him in there. If you've got to walk and get to the next guy, you're going to have to take your chances.
Prior 3 games before last night, the Blue Jay offense was clicking. 41 hits in 3 games and 33 runs, but yesterday 4 hits, no runs. Here's Encarnacion. Picked up a scalding double to left center in the 9th inning off Claiborne. He was 2 for 4.
Yeah, and we saw some big swings from him, which means he's comfortable at the plate, seeing the ball well. Also tells you he likes to hit home runs.
In fact, Melky had 2 hits, as Paul said. Encarnacion, the 3-hitter, had 2 hits, and that was it. Nobody else in the lineup had hits. This guy does not cut down on a swing.
No, he really doesn't. And this is the situation as a hitting coach, if you're over there with the Blue Jays, that you almost kind of you cringe because he's in such a hitter's count, and sometimes he tries to do too much. He's so strong, he can hit the ball so far, but when you overswing, good slider right there.
Why don't we take a look at the hitter scouting report brought to you by Chrysler?
Well, he's coming in hot. He's 8 for his last 16 with 3 extra base hits during this little 4-game hitting streak. 2012 success. I mean, he went off the charts in everything. RBIs, home runs. Had 51 home runs since last year opening day, which is the most in all of Major League. So he totally turned his career around. And his change in swing, that's what you have to deal with. And he worked with Robbie Cano and his guy. I mean, he's really, really turned his career around.
You can see Phelps really staying away from Bautista and Encarnacion. Both of them like to pull the ball. So he's going to say, if you're going to pull the ball, you're going to have to reach out and hook it.
Michael, we talked a little bit. Kuroda was so good last night, but you could tell he was careful to a couple guys. Encarnacion, Bautista, the rest of the guys, if he got behind, he would challenge him. But there's a few guys in this lineup that can really hurt you. And you're going through the meat of it right now.
They sent Bautista, the ball fouled away. Lights are on here at the stadium. Afternoon start, but because of the clouds, have the lights on.
Both of these pitchers, I was looking at some stats before the game. Neither of them, there's really no running game against either of them. And so, you know, if you're running in these situations, you hope that the hitter gets, you know, some wood on it or it's ball 4.
On it goes. Pitch is outside, so 2 straight walks. 1 to Bautista and 1 to Encarnacion. Yankees baseball is available in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Infinity. Larry Rothschild's staff, one of the big reasons the Yankees come into this game at 26-16. The bullpen's done a great job. The starters have been very, very good. But right now, Phelps struggling with 2 walks. Here's JP Arancibia. 1-0.
Phelps' strength is he can throw strikes. He can throw strikes with his fastball. He can throw strikes with his good slider. And so far, he's been a little inconsistent, obviously, on his location. And again, you're going through that part of the lineup. Dangerous at bat here.
Count 1-1.
Romine again. I mean, he's coming up here and he's got to trust it at the major league level. You just can't go to that fastball, and fastball counts. You see a slider there, even with men, 2 walks. You know, you still have to stick with a plan of kind of pitching backwards.
Strange about Phelps, Paul. I wonder why this is the case. He throws a good slider, so to a right-hander, that slider's moving down and away. He's allowed only 4 opposite field hits this year, and that's the 2nd lowest in the majors.
What usually makes a good slider, Michael, is you don't pick up the spin on it. And, you know, if you don't pick up the spin early enough, then, you know, you don't make that adjustment. And you see a lot of swings late that, you know, just because they fooled the batter because they don't pick it up. There's a fastball he threw by. Everything away to Arancibia. Big out for Phelps. There's an opportunity to get out of this inning now. So he did what Romine wanted. He wanted the ball up out of the strike zone.
Here it is on Yesmo. Brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer.
That's a 4-seam fastball that you want to ride right over the barrel of the bat. Good look at it, Yesmo.
Count 1-0 to Adam Lynn.
See Adam Lynn there with 3 home runs. Well, he's hit all 3 home runs in the over the period of the last 7 games. So he's starting to heat up for the Blue Jays also. He's using that sinker in and out and a slider in and out, and then he tries to sneak that 4-seamer up out of the zone. Again, just out of off the top of the barrel off Lynn there, because the ball rides a little bit when you throw the 4-seamer up.
.23 pitches for Phelps, so they're making him work here in the 1st inning. Two-1. It's high, 3-1.
And again, you just can't give in here. I always loved David Coleman. I brought it up many times that, there's always a base open. Even though it's not first base, there's a base open. You don't give in here. You always got to believe you can get that next guy out.
Or that guy.
Good.
Wow. What a bad base running maneuver by Bautista to get picked off there. He doesn't even want to look toward the dugout. A quick spin by Phelps. Nick's right there, and Bautista is the 3rd out, and the Yankees are out of a jam. One pitch to Adam Lynn. What was Bautista thinking, Paul?
Well, obviously you're in a hitter's count and you kind of drift off and you don't know whether it's the third base coach or Bautista because you trust him. But I tell you one thing, it's a big play for Phelps. You just don't know what would have happened in that first inning, what would have happened in that game, in this game at that point. First inning is so important to get through.
Well, Brandon Morrow will try to do that against this Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. That's the guy who's going to lead off. Brett Gardner in center field. Batting second and playing second, Robinson Cano. Vernon Wells in left field will hit third. Cleaning up the DH, Travis Hafner. Lyle Overbay at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Curtis Granderson. Jason Nix, the shortstop, will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the rookie third baseman, David Adams, and the rookie catcher, Austin Romine, bats ninth. So the right-hander Morrow comes in with a 1-2 record, 42 hits in 40 1/3 innings. We'll give you the scouting report in a moment as Gardner digs in. And a strike. Here's a scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Well, it's been a while. He's kind of missed a couple starts because he was scratched twice because of soreness in his upper back. So you got to keep an eye on that. An effective slider. I mean, slider's one of the best in the American League. Hitters this year hitting 122 when they swing the sliders.
Sky down the left field line, but it makes the seats.
And doesn't like it here. Another guy like Burley last night just doesn't pitch well in New York. 1-2 record at the new stadium with a 6.84 ERA. Much better than that. This guy right here has better stuff than anybody on the Blue Jays staff, just as far as fastball and slider. It's been a while. I didn't even notice that's a song, Michael. I think it's Stained.
Wow.
Did that come to your mind when I said that?
No.
No?
Nope.
Didn't even enter. Huh?
Well, really wasn't listening.
That's bad.
The 0-2. Fly ball, left field. Melky Cabrera will make the play for the first out. Let's take a look at the defense. So we'll start with Melky, who's out there in left. You've got Rasmus in center and Bautista over and right. Infield, Laurie, Historis, Bonifacio, and Lynn third to first. Aaron Sebia behind the plate. And Morrow is on the mound. Look at the old ballpark on 161st Street and River Avenue. Not too old a ballpark. It opened in 2009. Here's Robinson Cano. And there's a strike.
Last night, Burley did a really good job with Cano. I mean, came in with real big numbers. Kept the ball away from him, get the ball out of the zone a few times. Inside slider there.
Rasmus puts it away for the second out. Cano's a little off. He's 3 for his last 16. Just doesn't have that stroke at this point.
Well, again, last night he swung at some balls, especially late in the count that were out of the zone, and that's when Robbie gets in trouble. He gets a little anxious and doesn't swing at strikes. And in my mind, that's really the only time he struggles is when he starts swinging at balls. And he got a good pitch to hit there, but first inning and your first at bat, sometimes you're just not clicking yet.
Here's Vernon Wells. And a strike.
You ever feel that way up here, Michael? You just kind of get in your rhythm in the game?
Sure.
First inning just get you going?
Absolutely.
Long first inning sometimes gets you off your rhythm?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. There's a strike going too. But I came out today, I thought I had good stuff early.
Early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel good.
Pre-game felt that?
Yeah. The 0-2. Grounded to third. Brett Laurie has a good arm, makes the throw, and that'll do it. Yankees go down in order. 1-2-3. We're going to the second. An 8-pitch inning for Morrow. No score. cold hard fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Yankees scored in the first inning yesterday. Took a 1-0 lead. They went on to win the game. They're now 17-0 this year when they score first in a game. That's the best start in American League history. The 1912 White Sox 16-0. The 1904 Boston Americans 16-0. So 17-0, never before been done in American League history.
These dates, those are like 100 years ago. We're setting records.
Yeah,
huh?
It's amazing. So no one scored yet. We'll see if that streak stays alive. Adam Lind, who was at the plate when Jose Bautista got picked off of second to end the first, he gets a fresh count. We'll lead off here in the second. And a strike.
You know, who's just as upset as the manager of this, Adam Lind. You've got that big at bat in the first inning with 2 men on. You know, you go back out in the field and just wonder what would have happened. Right? 1 for 1 with a couple RBIs at this point. Or?
Well, Lind in this at bat now is 4-2 in the count. Now 5-2. 2-1 in this one, though.
That'd be a good question. How's this man not on first base when he's seen 5 balls?
That's a good little trivia question, a little trick for one of your parties.
Somebody. Yeah, exactly.
The 2-1. 2-2.
Again, fastball count goes with the slider. Good.
Strike 3. All right, let's check out today's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center, Inspired Medicine. Let's look at Andy Pettitte. This is what has happened to him health-wise last couple of years. 2010, missed 57 games with a groin injury. Missed 72 games last year with a left ankle. Missed a start this year with a back on April 14th, a back issue. And he was placed on the 15-day DL yesterday because of a trapezius problem.
Be a trap in the gym, Michael. We talk about your traps. Huh? You work on those, I'm sure.
Oh, my goodness, yes. I'm throwing some iron up later. Now, Andy explained to me why they put him on the DL. He said, it's getting better, but I'm a creature of habit, and I like to throw a throw day in between my starts. And he said, I'm supposed to start Tuesday in Baltimore, so I can't throw the throw day because I'm still getting better, but I still think I could pitch the game on Tuesday if I just play catch. Right back to Phelps.
To me, I look at that situation, I don't think it was like a one start or one pitch issue. I think it's something he's probably felt for a couple games, and a lot of times as a player you work through it or it starts getting worse, and this looks like it progressively got a little worse to the point where you're better off, especially with a veteran guy, getting him some time off and get him healthy.
Well, he was pitching to them, let me pitch on Tuesday even if I don't throw my between game bullpen and I'll play catch. And they said, but what if your neck locks up in the first inning against Baltimore? Then we're in trouble. Colby Rasmus with a fly ball to right. And how about that? The Blue Jays go down in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning. There is no score. Toyota Prius is the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. Here's the conversation how we started it. What do you think of the way Preston Claiborne has pitched since joining the Yankees? B. Suhowski 08 says he's been impressive. He can set his opponent down in order or work himself out of a jam, as we saw last night. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius to keep the conversation going. He's a perfect example, Paul. You go in, you pound the strike zone, you usually have success.
Right. There's nothing better as a player to be part of a poll question when you're going through a good time. The fans are always behind you. You know?
Absolutely. Here's Travis Hafner. He's missed a couple of games with a bad shoulder. Got a cortisone shot, so now back in the lineup. And he takes a strike. And they are shifting for him. 3 infielders on the right side. Brett Laurie, the third baseman, playing in short right field.
That's quite a shift right there. You know, it's funny, between innings, Michael, we saw a picture of across the street in the apartments, and it just brought me back. As you know, can you imagine the story? You know, when you grew up, you have, I can remember hearing, you know, a railroad, or you know, the horns of the railroad. Or Thursday night, I could hear you see a base hit. Should have been a base hit up the middle. The switch took care of it. Or I would hear the high school band on Thursday nights. That's what I remember as being a little kid, you know. And I mean, can you imagine growing up and hearing the sounds of Yankee Stadium? Those, I mean, they'll ring in the ears the rest of your life.
That's right. I grew up 10 minutes from here. We couldn't hear the stadium when there was a game. But I heard the trains.
So you had the subway trains. I had the real train. We had a real railroad, so I'd hear the horn. But on Thursday nights in the summer, I would hear the band practicing for the Friday night football games. High school. Pretty cool, huh?
I mean, let's be honest. You lived a life written by Mark Twain, didn't you? And you're related to Mark Twain.
As a matter of fact, I don't think he liked Cincinnati. Didn't he say something about Cincinnati he didn't like?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
You are related to him, right?
Yeah, he's in the family tree somewhere. You know, they're in my ear making fun of my train stories, for God's sake. No, they weren't Lionel Lego trains. They were real train and tracks, all right? They had horns on them.
Wow, this is a quote. Our producer Bill Bowens just looked it up. When the world comes to an end, I want to be in Cincinnati because it's always 20 years behind the times.
Yeah, see, we've graduated. We're up to 10 years now, all right? We're off the horse and buggy. We're into the Model Ts.
The 2-1. That's sad. I mean, the guy has family in Cincinnati. And
he does. That. You know what? I might have just taken him off my will list. I don't know. Oh, a little half swing. Those are the ones that drive you crazy as a hitter. You're kind of caught in between. Just feel like you got cheated. You didn't get to take a full hack. Again, you kind of get out and you just, I put it in play. You weren't lucky enough to miss that one. You always put that one in play. Talked about Morrow, though. I mean, his stuff. I mean, he's up there in the league leaders as far as fastball and his unbelievable slider. So, I mean, the big thing is to keep him from throwing too many pitches early in the game and to keep him healthy.
17 pitches, 13 strikes for Morrow. 1-1.
Michael, it was easy when Granderson came back and Hafner needed some days off, but you know the question is going to be, and it's got to be asked, I mean, what are we going to do if you're Joe Girardi is with the outfielder? I mean, you got Ichiro wants to play every day. Gardner's doing a good job. Wells doing a good job. Hafner was hitting, and now you got Granderson in the mix.
And today it's Ichiro gets the seat.
Yeah.
Count 3-0 for Morrow. First major league game in right field. And you could see that was what they were going to do because when he was rehabbing, they played him all over during the rehab games. The 3-1. Moving fastball there. 3-2.
95 with movement too. I mean, a lot of guys throw 95 if it's straight as an arrow, but that ball has movement. Just completely different pitch.
Grounded to first. Lind is there. And the Yankees go down in order. Between innings, I'm going to figure out how I can get on Paul O'Neill's will list. That's coming up. 0-0. Is celebrating 11 years. Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere.
That's the toughest read you have ever had with that poor little kid crying in the background.
It was distracting me. It really was.
He was fine until you started reading.
So he's getting our audio down there.
I was kind of digging his hairstyle, though, because it reminds me of I played Little League.
Your hair's close to that now right now.
I'll tell you one thing. I always wanted my hair, you know, when back then it was cool to have long hair, I wanted my hair to get long.
But it just got out.
It just went wide. It never got long.
There's a base hit for Torres. That's the first base hit of the game. Now, moments ago, he was very happy.
Yeah. See, that's when Dad said he could have anything he wanted to eat. And then all of a sudden he looked in his wallet and there wasn't any money left, and this is what happened.
He got very upset.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. Just because you got to put a coat on, you start crying, huh?
Wow.
It's hard to reason with kids, and you're going to go through this, Mike.
I'm learning it.
Yeah.
Lincoln scoreboard, no score here in the third. Here's Bonifacio, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And he bunts. Pretty good bunt. It's a base hit.
You know, these are the plays that we saw it last night with Ichiro with speed. I mean, you get runners on and you put down a good bunt, even in a sacrifice. If you get a good bunt down with his speed, it puts so much pressure on the defense. Adams does the right thing and doesn't even try. And make sure that you're wheeling that shortstop to third base, too.
All right, so the Blue Jays have a legitimate threat here. First and second, nobody out. Top of the lineup, and Melky Cabrera. He bunts, and bunts foul.
When you see Melky, he was kind of just bunting to get guys over. He wasn't leaving the box. Just have to make sure you bunt that ball hard enough where the third baseman has to field it, obviously. slider there, kind of hangs out there, but he's just not bailing. He's trying to put that ball in play.
Count 1-1. John Gibbons trying to mix and match in this lineup and trying to find a leadoff hitter since Jose Reyes went down. And Melky now in his 6th game atop the lineup, batting .450 in that time. When he's batting 2nd through 6th, he's hitting .261. This could be a double play. There's one, and there's two. Aerial coverage of today's game brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Michael, I tell you what, I know you're starting to wear glasses, but that is the largest font I have ever seen on a sheet of paper.
I don't know. I didn't ask for it that big.
Can we get a camera? I mean, are you serious with that? This is embarrassing up here.
Here's Bautista. Pitch outside. There it is.
In case you want to see from right field, you can read that. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Pitch outside.
No secrets up here, Mike.
Not with you.
There's none. None.
You pull the curtain back. There's no Wizard of Oz when you're here. The 2-0. Good pitch right on the outside corner.
Again, I mean, he's going to stick with the way he pitches. Whether he makes a mistake or not, yet to be seen. But good moving fastball and sliders and fastball counts.
Doesn't seem like he has as good a command as he had in Cleveland. But it's kind of effectively well. That hasn't hurt him just yet.
And he really needs to be able to locate his fastball because he has great movement on it.
3-1.
Again, goes back to the off-speed pitch. And, you know, if you can get hitters looking fastball in those counts, you're very effective. Now you get to that 3-2 pitch. Base open, but again, tough part of the lineup to be walking people. Encarnacion's one of your hotter hitters on deck.
14 games as a starter. He wants to talk to Romine now.
Hated this as a hitter. You know, you're in the at-bat, everything feels it, and all of a sudden you take a break, the catcher runs out, and it's almost like you get back on your heels, you take a deep breath, and it just, you almost relax too much because you're in the middle of the count and you just got a break.
3-2. Again, a breaking ball, and then he walks Bautista for the 2nd time, 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and the dangerous Encarnacion coming up.
He's pitching to the guys that, you know, when you go through a scouting report, you go through guys, you know, you want to get out and not have them have the big at-bats. And right now, so far, I know it's early in the game, he's given their big hitters the big at-bats, and that's where, you know, it can be dangerous.
That's the pitch he's most comfortable with right now. He's not locating the fastball.
You see, that's not even his best slider. That kind of stays up. And Encarnacion, I mean, he goes up there looking for one thing, and that's a fastball that he can drive out of the ballpark.
Last couple seasons against the Yankees. This year not too good. Last year very good.
I'll tell you one thing, he doesn't mind coming to New York. He's 7 for 32 off New York this year, which is not very good, right?
No.
All 7 hits in Yankee Stadium. 3 of them home runs.
Phelps really taking a long time to collect himself there before leaning in for the sign.
That's the pitch you need as a pitcher. That ball that's just off the outside corner, and you get the call. Horrible for a hitter, great for a pitcher. You see this ball probably just misses the outside corner. Not much you can do with it from a hitter standpoint.
Two. Jacked that one up to 93, but he just does not have command of the fastball. And sooner or later, the Blue Jay hitters have to start thinking that and just wait on a breaking ball. But on 3-2, you can't do that.
This is, again, a big pitch. You've got a free swinger up there. In these situations, he's gone to his slider. And he hung it and got away with it.
Just a change of speed, right?
Yep.
Well, he got into some trouble, but got out of it. And we go to the bottom of the third, no score. State area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Yankees. And by Acura. Acura Advance.
We're up in the air a lot today, Michael. All our pictures are high up in the air. Live as a bird today, huh?
Now we're blimp work going. Lincoln scoreboard, no score as we go to the bottom of the third. A lot of the fans got a chance to meet and greet some of the Yankees today. Season ticket holders were allowed on the warning track in the outfield, and every Yankee player went out there for a half hour. People took pictures. Kind of neat. Jason Nix leads off the bottom of the third with the Yankees' first hit and first base runner. They call it Photo Day, and everybody was out there. Hal Steinbrenner came out there, meeting with people. Brian Cashman was there. There's Hal, holding a young Yankee fan. Joe Girardi made his way out, giving a fist bump to a shy little fan. Robbie Cano and Curtis Granderson and Mariano Rivera with that perfect signature of his.
Michael Kay, of course, meeting and greeting. And I feel really bad. Yeah, I apologize to Debbie Timon because some people forget things as they go to sleep. And I walk in and people are on the field and I think, you know what?
A lot of people are asking for you too.
I don't know about that. But
no, a lot of people. Where's Paul? Where's Paul? And this was about 11, right? And of course, I gave a snotty answer. I said, he's not even here
That
yet.
worries me because if they're asking you, that means that they assume that we're together all the time. Now.
Oh yeah,
it's
we're
like
a pair.
Mutt and Jeff, right?
Absolutely, you're Jeff. That could have been a double play, but they get Adams at first as Nix moves to second.
Again, pretty good break for the Yankees. Didn't come up with that cleanly. Still had time at second base. Absolutely. Taylor made if he comes up with it, but either way, it looks like he could have got that out at second. Chose to get the sure out at first.
There's Austin Romine with an opportunity to drive in a run. Had 2 hits yesterday. Count 1-0.
I'd like to see some long innings if you're Joe Girardi with Morrow, because you really don't. I mean, a guy coming off of an injury, if you're Gibbons over there, you've got, you know, have kind of a pitch count in your mind. Such a good slider when he's on.
We talked about this yesterday. We know that Romine's a good catcher. The Yankees have never had doubt about his defense, and you wonder if he's going to be able to hit up here. But now, playing every day, he's going to feel more comfortable at the plate and not feel pressure to hit a 5-run home run every time he's out there. So we'll probably get a better and truer belief on what he can do as a hitter. That one is looped into right field, but right there is Bautista for the second out.
And it's not really just, you know, does he hit 400 during this period, or does he hit some home runs? It's the way he goes about his at-bats. Or, you know, does he have a chance? Is he overmatched? And so far, you don't see that. He's getting good swings. Actually tried to push that ball to right field. You know, so that's going to come with, you know, the hits and the runs and all those things. But it's how you're going about your business when you get to the plate.
Austin told Meredith Maragovitz that he made an adjustment before the game yesterday with Kevin Long, and that adjustment obviously paid off with 2 hits. There's a line drive base hit to left center field. Nick's rounds third. He's coming home. Here's the throw. He's in there. Yankees lead 1-0. RBI single for Gardner.
Again, it looked like he had an opportunity on that double play ball to get that guy at second, or it comes back to haunt him. Good piece of hitting by Brett Gardner. Lines it to left field. Nick's good enough speed to, even with 2 outs, you know, you're off from the crack of the bat. A good throw, but it's just too quick. See that 4-seam fastball, not much movement to it. Out towards the middle of the plate. Oh, that's a good pitch to hit, Michael.
Here's Cano. 16th ribby for Gardner. And Cano drills one to right field. Bautista back. It is gone! Just over the wall. A 2-run home run. Yankees lead 3-0.
Remember last time up, Robbie Cano, we said first at bat, he had a slider to hit, and he kind of missed it, just like he wasn't ready to hit. This one, he's out front with another slider. And then Morrow all of a sudden gives up a 3-spot from nowhere. You see kind of an off-speed pitch. Looks like he actually turned that over. Might have been a changeup. Robbie is so good at keeping that ball fair. That ball, when you're out in front, is so easy just to turn your hands over and hook it foul. Great hitters keep them fair.
That right there was a Yankee Stadium home run.
Oh, absolutely.
And on Yesmo,
split finger, and it just kind of hangs there. But watch, he's way out on his front side, and if you turn that hand over, you'll hook it foul. But he stays through it. Hits it 316 feet and gets a 2-run homer for it.
Fly ball, center field. Rasmus is there, and that's going to do it. But the Yankees take the lead. 3 runs, 3 hits, and nobody left on base. We're going to the 4th. Yankees up 3-0. is. Call 1-866-NY-QUITS for free help today. Here's our question today. Who are the 3 players in the Baseball Hall of Fame who have played for both the Yankees and the Blue Jays?
Well, I got one.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Oh, I got one.
He was fast, too.
All right, that's okay. So Phelps has a 3-0 lead, and Aaron Sebia jumps on the first pitch and skies it to left field. Wells makes the play, 1 pitch, 1 out. So let's see if the Yankees' trend of scoring first keeps up as they try to go 8-1 against the Blue Jays. A little haze over the city today.
Looks so peaceful from up there. There's a lot of stuff going on down there. You know that?
A
lot of people doing things.
Pitch outside to Adam Lynn. Couple of mistakes by the Blue Jays have kind of put them in this situation. And they're not going to show up in any box score tomorrow. First and second, with 2 outs in the first inning, and Lynn's at the plate, and Bautista gets picked off at second. Runner on first in the third inning, comebacker to the mound, bobbled by Morrow. That one is drilled to right center. Long run for Gardner, and it's off the base of the wall and sticks right there as Lind is at second with a double.
Your point taken, Michael. I mean, good teams don't lose for no reason. I mean, they're making mistakes there. They're costing the game. You see this ball just tailing up. Then puts the barrel of the bat on it. Drives it to right center. But a good break for Phelps. Stays in the ballpark. He can still work. Try to save this run. Isn't it amazing how you get that little attitude adjustment when you get a hit as a hitter? You ever see a guy mad on second base after he hits a double?
Probably you.
Yeah? Yeah. Mad it didn't go out.
Yeah.
You know, deep in your heart, you wish it would have, believe me.
And that play that we're talking about at second ball, that was a mistake because although he lost the double play by bobbling it, looking at the replay, he still had a chance to get the runner at second.
Yeah.
So you make mistakes like that, you're going to lose games. The 0-1 to Laurie. Fly ball, left center. And Wells cuts in front of Gardner. Good communication there for the second out.
I tell you, that was close too, because Gardner looked like he was just getting ready to leave his feet. Wells cuts in front of him. Gardner's right there, just pulls up. Sometimes as an outfielder, you know, it's so obvious. Center field can, anything you call, so you can get, but you can't call it till it's too late. And that's where playing with the same outfielders day in and day out really helps.
That's pretty good Yankee outfield today. You have 3 outfielders out there that all were really good. 3 center fielders playing a big outfield, covering a lot of ground.
Again, this is kind of the thorn in the side for the Blue Jays. They've had a lot of opportunities. I mean, here you are in the top of the 4th inning. It seems like Phelps has been on the ropes every inning, and he's been able to get the big outs.
1-0 to Rasmus. And they're going to try out Granderson, and it's over his head. Goes up against the wall. Adam Lynn will score. It's a single for Rasmus, and the Blue Jays are on the board. It's 3-1.
I don't know if this would have been caught or not. Granderson, he turned the wrong way on this, and this is just being in a position you're not 100% comfortable with. You see a two-seamer, but as an outfielder, you get a much different view than a right fielder. You see, he just turned the wrong way on that. Ball was hit extremely hard, though.
So I might have spoken too soon, Paul. You could be a great center fielder, but if you move you out of position, you might be a little bit rusty. That's the first game that Granderson's ever played in right field, and you can see he was a little bit uncomfortable there.
And it's you know, you freeze, and it's your natural turn. And you know, if you're a right fielder, you do it one way. If you're a left fielder, you do it one way. And as a center fielder, you know, you have such a great view of the ball, the plate, that you get a great break.
Here's the pirouette. turned the wrong way, then tried to steady himself. By then it was over his head. But he did hold Rasmus to a single.
Right ball, like I said, hit very hard, but you know, your initial break and your initial jump usually dictates whether you catch it or not. Again, these are the little things you see with Romine. I mean, he's thinking, he's trying to do his best, and the pitchers are thinking, and it's just going to take a while before you see that rhythm just not stopped. Good pitch.
And Asturias is down on strikes. So the Blue Jays get on the board finally. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 man left. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 3-1 Yanks. Quit line quiz question. Who are the 3 players in Baseball Hall of Fame that have played for both the Yankees and the Blue Jays? We're both thinking Ricky.
Ricky Henderson.
Let's see who the other 2 are. Phil Niekro and Dave Winfield.
No, should have got Winfield.
Should have had Winfield. There's a strike to Hafner. Right shoulder's been barking.
You know the feeling, Mike?
Yes. I'm feeling a lot better, though. That one's driven deep to right. Foul.
It had that sound like it was just hammered, but you knew right off the bat the hitter can usually tell you whether it's foul or not. And you'll see Hafner, he knew immediately. Hammered it foul. Tough pitch. You see, that's Morrow's sharp slider. He's going for the strikeout. Phelps is using that ball down and in on the back foot of the lefties, too. It's just hard as a left-handed hitter. You like that ball down low, especially in Yankee Stadium. It's so easy to just get out there too quick.
Here's Overbay.
You talk about Vernon Wells. Overbay's kind of been the same way. the unsung hero, where it makes it a little bit easier with Mark Teixeira to take his time to get back 100% healthy, because Overbay's done a good job. And defensively, he's strong. Come up with some big home runs lately, some extra base hits.
Here's Granderson. He grounded to first in the second. Count 1-0. Rob Drake is the home plate umpire today.
Anderson looking down. It's such a habit looking down at Robbie Thompson at third base to see the signs. I mean, you're a 2-0. You're a home run hitter like Granderson. Believe me, you're not taking pitches. You're looking to drive something here.
High fly ball, left side. Long run for Laurie, also for Melky, and he makes the play for the second out. Let's check out the McDonald's upcoming schedule, and it has one more game against the Blue Jays, a Sunday matinee here at the stadium. We'll have it on Yes, and then the Yankees go on the road. 3 games in Baltimore, all 7:05 starts against the O's. Thursday's an off day, and then on to St. Pete, where the Yankees will play the Tampa Bay Rays for 3 games, 7:10, 4:10, and 1:40.
They're going to face Tampa Bay without Price. Remember, their ex-Cy Young winner on the disabled list.
And we'll see R.A. Dickey, the reigning National League Cy Young Award winner, tomorrow. He struggled in his first year here with the Blue Jays. Jason Nix with a fly ball to left. Melky Cabrera puts it away, and that's going to do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We're going to go to the 5th inning at the stadium. Yankees leading Toronto 3-1. Verizon customers, you won't have to miss a game again now that you could watch live Yes Network Yankee games on your PCs or laptops with Verizon Fios. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $29.99. And if you're a Verizon Fios TV customer with Fios Internet, go to YesNetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Happy birthday, young lady. Spending it here at the ballpark. Nice hat.
I think of it, right?
I like it. Here's Bonifacio. Another bunt attempt. A bunt single up the third baseline in the third inning. But that one's foul.
I think that was going to be the old Tony Fernandez trick. You know, you kind of bunt and then you try to slap the ball past the third baseman. Have a half swing. Not a real good position to be in if you're the third baseman.
0-2. Blue Jays 17-25, and they are 9 games out of first place. They're in last place in the American League East. Yankees are in first place. And the Blue Jays were everybody's flavor for a first place pick in the American League East after the big acquisitions they made during the offseason, but it has not panned out for John Gibbons. Those are the standings right there. Boston second, Baltimore third, Tampa Bay, and then Toronto. That's not the way they planned it. They added a lot of payroll, and they thought they were going to make the jump. They thought this was the year to take advantage of maybe a down year by the Yankees and the Red Sox. Hasn't worked out that way. Still a lot of time to go, but 9 games back is 9 games back. The 2-2.
They probably still have a lot of games left with Boston, but they've spent a lot of games already against the Yankees. So,
yeah.
you know, to make up ground against teams ahead of you, there's nothing better than play head to head, but unless you're losing. I'll tell you one, every once in a while you look out at the scoreboard, and, you know, it makes you feel good about your numbers and stuff. You look out, Familia entered today's game batting 194 from both the left side and the right side.
And now it probably went down, and it did, as he's just gunned out by Cano. Now let's take a real look at the Pepsi team scouting report on the Blue Jays, Paul.
Well, they got issues. We all got issues,
yeah.
Michael, but they got starting issues. I mean, Toronto, their starting pitchers have a 5.32 ERA, and their record is 9-16. Not good. 1, 2, 3 hitters. I mean, Gibbons has made a change, and he put Cabrera and Bautista and Encarnacion, and since then they went on a little 4-run thing, and the guys are absolutely killing the ball. Must beat the AL East. We just got finished talking about this. They're 9 games back, and it's time, and you're going to have to play better in your own division.
So coming into yesterday's game, the Blue Jays had won 4 in a row. They'd won 7 of the last 10, and that streak was snapped with a 5-0 Yankee win yesterday.
Right. Yeah, that little 4-1 thing, that's a little winning streak.
That is a base hit to right center. It's going to be more than just a single. Gardner fields it near the 385 mark, and Melky Cabrera has himself a double.
And we talked about it yesterday, Melky, one of the hotter hitters in all of baseball in May, and he continues. Last night, a couple hits. Hanging slider here, just drills it into right center field. Don't care how much speed you got there. You see Brett Gardner's going to get this ricochet off the wall. Boy, it's fun to go to the ballpark when you know that you're going to get hits. It's not if, it's just how many, when you feel that good at the plate.
So Melky leads off second. Here is Bautista. And a strike. They've been staying away from Bautista, and why not? He pulls the ball. Doesn't even think about the right side of the field. He just pulls the ball.
And he missed a couple yesterday, and he gets so close right on top of the plate where he can kind of open up and just absolutely try to buggy whip the ball out of here to left field.
High fly ball. Left center. Gardner is there. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Melky. Here's the throw. Not in time. What a throw by Gardner from deep left center, but Melky just got in. And you can't make the third out at third, so he had to get in.
Is that Joe West on second base? I just want to see the enthusiasm of this close play. Here, Joe West. Now you're safe. See. I mean, this was a really good throw. Bang, bang play. I'll tell you what, that's close. Man, oh man, these yes camera guys are good.
Best in the business. Encarnacion takes outside.
Where's the cameraman's All-Star game? Where do they go every year?
The All-Star game.
Is that right?
And the World Series.
They get to go to the All-Star game if they're good?
Yes.
If they're bad, they go to the minor leagues. Is that what happens?
They go home.
Yeah.
Grounded up the middle. Nix makes the grab. Spins, fires. A scoop by Overbay. A beautiful play on both ends to end the inning. Yankees flashing some leather. Nix ranges forward to the glove side. He does a 360. Fires low. And Overbay with the scoop and the end of the inning. Adams leads off, which gives us the perfect time to tell you about the MetLife I Can Do This stat of the game. David's riding a 3-game hitting streak to begin his major league career. First Yankee to do that since Shelley Duncan in 2007. So can David make it 4 in a row? He takes a first pitch strike from Morrow. Now the left side of the Yankee infield, Jason Nix and David Adams are right-handed hitters. And that's why Brian Cashman explained today, the Yankee GM, why the Yankees acquired Reed Brignac. There's a ground ball to short. The out is made. Brignac is a left-handed batter. And Brian was very honest. He hits fly balls. He said, and here at Yankee Stadium, maybe we can get a fly ball into the seats. They acquired him from the Rockies for cash. Yankees then designated Alberto Gonzalez for assignment. Brignac can hit from the left side, or does hit from the left side. Brian said he's a better defender than he is with the bat. He can play third, he can play short, he can play second. He's not at the ballpark yet. They were trying to get him here for the start of the game, but he should be here either by the end of the game or tomorrow for sure. Here's Austin Romine. And there's a base hit to center field for Austin Romine.
Again, that's just a confident swing. I mean, he had a good swing his first time up, tried to push the ball to right field behind the runner. This time, I mean, Morrow's got good stuff, good fastball, good swing. Behind the ball, drive it up the middle. Rick Gardner responsible for a lot of the offense today. RBI single, and then he scored.
I didn't make, but Paul felt old yesterday after the game because we were talking as we were leaving the booth. He goes, why do I want to keep calling Austin Romine Kevin? And I said, well, Kevin's his father.
Yeah, that was a
sobering,
an eye opener there. Yeah.
So you played against Kevin.
Yeah, that's the thing. I keep thinking Kevin Romine. I'm like, and then you tell me that's his son. I'm like, my God, how old is he? Well, he's basically your age. Yeah.
And Austin's about the age of your oldest son.
Yeah.
One shows bunt, takes inside. Bottom of the fifth, Yankees lead Toronto 3-1 on a Saturday afternoon in New York City. Brett has a 5-game hitting streak, and including his RBI single in the third, he's 6 for 16 during the streak with 2 ribbies.
Michael, just looking around here, what a great day as a day game for a hitter. It was really hard to hit when it's sunny and bright and glare. It's just absolutely perfect today for a hitter because there's no glare. You can see the ball well. Gray, just lights are on. Everything's working for you for the hitter.
The lights have any effect on a day like this?
You know what? I don't think so. I don't think that I noticed it. But again, the days that it is really sunny is the days you can notice because it's the glare. It's just too bright.
Two. Well, you always told me you like playing night games, right?
Oh, I do.
Because of the lights.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, you see the ball better at night, and believe me, hitting is all about picking up the ball and picking up the seams, and you know, there's nothing better than this place right here lit up on a beautiful night.
October.
Yeah, I tell you what, that traffic's moving good today. I don't know, is that trick photography?
No, that's better than it was yesterday. 2-2. 3-2. Robinson Cano waiting on deck.
Good pitch to hit there, kind of a hanging slider. The slider just kind of hang there. There's not a big or small dot, but means there's going to be a big break. It's kind of loose and it just kind of hangs there. He's 7 pitch at bat so far. That's what Brett Gardner does. He battles up there, makes pitchers work.
See, I've always been amazed, and I've always felt this, Paul. Everything in major professional sports, the hardest thing to do is hit a baseball. So you're telling me in that 0.4 of a second, your mind is able to compute dot, it's going to break, bigger dot, not going to break as much. All of that can be computed in your head?
Absolutely. It has to. I mean, there's no way to know what the baseball is going to do unless you read the seams of the baseball.
In 0.4 of a second.
I never took a stopwatch to it. It just happens. But it is. I mean, that's what it comes to be, and it's amazing what you can't think about it. It just happens. You see the ball, and you've trained yourself so much to follow that ball.
Fly ball left center. Melky's there. He'll make the play. Paul, I got some stats that are going to shock you, my friend. We just looked it up. As a hitter at night,
yeah,
your lifetime average 287.
Okay.
In the day, 290.
Way more at bats at night, but you know what? They're fairly close.
Yeah,
it's not
but
like
I
I'm
mean,
hitting 100 and 300 or something.
No, but you made it seem like you didn't like hitting in the day, and you were still great in the day.
Oh, great! I was just looking forward to dinner. Had usually a big dinner ahead. You know, come to the ballpark and good things happen.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
You know, a lot of fans, they wait for a break in the action to run, get a Coke or something. You just wait for a break to throw that little disclaimer in there.
Absolutely.
That was impressive. Huh?
I don't have time to run for a soda.
A soda. There you go. That's a third word.
Or
it's pop. Pop.
Pop. There's no.
Yeah.
Only pop here is a dad.
I guarantee you wear sneakers too, don't you?
Yeah. What do you wear? Tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so different.
Wow. Sneakers.
Tennis shoes.
Yeah, I play tennis in them. What are you, sneaking yours?
Yeah.
Sneak around.
Now, your kids growing up had a lot of time in New York. So, I mean, did they say sneakers?
Every once in a while, they'd come out with a, look at that, Robbie just lapped me. Good guy to pass you. Now, look at that. He's going to catch a lot of big names ahead of him. I know that. Every once in a while, they would come home from, like, day camp and stuff and throw in a New York word. You know, it's funny to hear your own kids talk that way.
The 2-0.
Bullet.
Slice the other way. It's a foul ball.
You know, even though Robbie does have a home run, and you saw he was out front, did a great job of keeping it fair, I agree with you, Michael. You said he's just off just a little bit. I mean, that's a fastball that he hammered, but, you know, he's just a little bit behind it, a little out in front of the ball that he hit out of here.
The ball he hit out of here was about 316 feet, and David Cohn was back in the studio with Bob Moran and said, Brendan Morrow just got porched. Yankee short porch home run. The 2-1. 2-2.
That's that pitch right there we've talked about. Just as a lefty, it's so hard to stay away from it because it's where you want the ball in the strike zone, and then it just disappears. You see, that's in the strike zone, and then it ends up out. See that smaller dot, Michael? Look at it. It's got break to it.
Now, in Yesmo, I can process it.
Pick it up?
Yeah.
You get a little more than half a second, you're telling me.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's
Throw
the
those
hardest
glasses
thing to
on.
do.
You can really see the seams, Michael.
The 2-2. Why don't we look at the home run? You'll love this ball with Yes View.
Hey, how did we get up there? Wait a minute. This is high-tech stuff. This is my first Yes View.
He didn't like the Yes View.
No.
That Yes View is great.
That's unbelievable.
The 2-2. Sounds like a broken bat. It is.
Again, Robbie, you know, and it is tough, obviously, with Morrow, the guy with this good of stuff with 2 strikes, but he's gone out of the zone a lot in this series, and that's why, in my mind, he ever goes bad is when he starts swinging the balls. I mean, if you watch that bat, he hit it off the end of the bat. A lot of guys swing through that pitch, but it's not a pitch you can do much with. Down low, sinking out of the zone.
Romine at first with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees lead 3-1. High drive, right field. Bautista turns, looks, see ya. A lot longer than the first one. Counts the same, a 2-run shot, 5-1 Yanks.
I mean, a new bat, better swing. Another breaking ball that just hung out over the plate. And I tell you what, Robbie, when he makes a swing on it. Can we see this one in Yes Mode? What was that thing?
Yes View.
Yes View, because this was an awesome swing on a horrible pitch by Morrow in his standard.
This is in Yes Mo first.
See him come around that slider, and it just sits there. And it's like a lukewarm fastball, and it just hits the barrel. Perfect swing. And already he knows that right off the bat. Those are the ones you know that are just gone.
That wasn't porched, that was scorched.
I'll tell you what, Robbie, I mean, good swings, bad swing. He's just a tremendous hitter. Really, with, you know, Jeter down, A-Rod down, I think that people are really coming to the realization that, you know, this guy is a superstar. He is an unbelievable hitter. Hit your FAP button, folks. He just went over it. Whoa.
Up the middle, a base hit for Wells.
Morrow's getting to that point Only 64 pitches after missing a couple starts. Look like he's starting to miss a little bit. Rocket right back up the middle. Get your attention as a pitcher. Just no reaction time whatsoever. You see, by the time he reacted, that ball was by him, and that's why you see these balls back at the pitchers. They're pretty defenseless when they're hit that hard.
Here's Hafner. Shift is on. Wells leads off first. And a strike. The 0-1.
Something off that. Good movement. Split fingered. Just dive down at the end.
Just enough. It wasn't a big drop.
See that slider there. He got on top of that a little bit more and kind of got a down action. Got to make sure he gets it out of the zone because he hung that one to Robbie Cano. You see, he kind of really comes on top of that one. And miss again. Hafner's had his issues with 2 strikes, 0-2 count. 0 for 10 with 7 Ks. He's fighting back this time, though.
Five-1 Yankees. A couple of 2-run home runs by Robinson Cano.
Again, not a bad pitch, but Jamal, he just does not have the bite on that slider that he had early in the game. This pitch right here got in on the inside corner, but it just didn't bite like the ones early in the game. You see, it kind of just hangs there. Good pitch to hit. See a lot of that rotation, a lot of those sliders he's thrown today. The ball got just in on the label with a pitch. If Hafner's in a good sense of hitting, will hit. Back to the fastball in there. Did you say Coney text you?
No. Actually, Bob Lorenz had sent a tweet that Coney was sitting next to him and said,
I think Coney's phone's fictitious. He doesn't ever answer. It doesn't work.
I get him every now and then.
He has a number with no phone. I wonder if he has to pay for that.
I think you do, yeah. He doesn't have to deal with roaming charges, obviously.
For time constraints of talking on the phone or anything.
So now Robinson Cano is the American League leader in home runs with 12. Broke a 5-way tie with that last shot.
You look at those other guys on the list, and I mean, they're true home run hitters, and Robbie's just a great hitter.
High drive down the line, but foul.
It's hitting home runs.
And another broken bat. Brett Cecil and Brad Lincoln.
Michael, that was the 30th pitch of this inning. Tomorrow, you see, I mean, as good as his stuff is, you don't want to put yourself in a position, 30-some pitches in an inning, you're going to make some mistakes.
Shallow center field. Coming on Colby Rasmus. And he puts it away. for the final out. Yankees have 5 runs, 4 of them because of that man. In the 3rd inning, Robinson Cano just reaches the first row. From just reaches to the bleachers. 2 2-run shots. For a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays, the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees t-shirt courtesy of Party City. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
Some nice things going around the Yankee Stadium. We get hats today, t-shirts tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you get your hat yet?
No, but I'm sure I will. Kids love those things.
There's a strike to J.P. Arancibia. Blue Jays have struggled this year on the road. They're 8-13 so far. In fact, they struggled overall, 17-25. And Phelps quickly heading the count 0-2. He's got a 5-1 lead.
Got a pinball machine down there. Ball ricocheting all over. Phelps is having one of those days where he's really battled out of the big situations. I mean, early in the game, obviously with a pickoff, but he's had a couple other innings where he could have given up a few runs, and he's done a good job of getting the big outs when he needs them.
And the 1-2. Foul back.
You sitting home watching the next game tonight, Mike?
I think I will.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good day today.
Yeah.
Huh? The Yankees are playing well. Got time to nice little dinner. Next game.
Maybe dinner in the house.
Don't forget, I'm going to win Powerball tonight too.
Did we get those tickets yet?
We're going to get them. The winning ticket, it's already on its way.
You sure?
We'll still be here tomorrow. That's the kind of guy you are.
No, I understand that, but do you have the tickets in hand?
Why, you didn't check the numbers?
Now, here's my point. Our stage manager, Audrey, if she buys them after the game and our ticket hits, she'll say she didn't get them. She'll give us our money back, and that'll be
There's
it.
no calling in sick tomorrow, Audrey. Come with the tickets, because one of them's a winner.
3-2. Strike 3. Arancibia down looking. Paul, you want to read the big copy?
Yeah, hold that about 50 feet away from me so I can see it. Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Nice shot from the DirecTV blimp. And here's Adam Lynn.
the Yankee Universe fan club there, Michael?
I've not joined yet.
No?
But you can go to Yankees.com and join.
It'd be funny if, you know, you could bring back, you know, Babe Ruth walked in here today and just looked around, saw all these things, be asking, you know, what's .com, what all this stuff, just what has changed. But the game really hasn't. The game is still, they run out on the field with 9 guys. The pitchers pitch differently, the hitters hit differently, but the Babe would appreciate this place, don't you think?
I think so. He's checking it out right now.
Although this isn't the place that they you know, built for him like the old place.
No. That's now a pretty nice field for kids across the street. Driven to right center, long run for Gardner, and that's going to be off the wall. He plays the carom beautifully and fires the ball in. It's a double for Lynn. Now, speaking of the park for kids, Patrick Vieira of Manchester City was actually in the park, and they had a clinic for kids from the Bronx. Really a neat thing that went on this morning, and giving them some soccer tips. In 1998, Patrick won the World Cup with France. And now an executive with Manchester City. Put the kids through the drills. And Manchester City's going to play against Chelsea right here at Yankee Stadium on May 25th. Very cool. Patrick threw out the first pitch yesterday with some tutoring from Mariano Rivera. Didn't have the command that Mariano has. Pitch was a little up in the zone.
But you know what? You don't get to, you can't use your hands in soccer, so you're not used to throwing stuff.
That's right. You go to Yankees.com/soccer for more information on those soccer matches. That's when they turn Yankee Stadium's field into a pitch. Play soccer on a pitch, not on a field.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Stick with me.
A pitch?
Yep. On a pitch.
I go by soccer stadiums and soccer fields all the time.
Yeah, soccer pitches.
Is that a New York thing or is that worldwide?
That's worldwide.
Okay.
Like soda. Count 2 and 2 to Laurie.
Another guy that, I mean, Laurie, you look at him and what he looks like the player. You just think that he's going to do everything right. Off to a horrible start this year. Actually got into some fighting words with the fans up there, didn't he, Michael? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, he tweeted out that, you know, the fans didn't understand the game and had no right to criticize guys because they hadn't played it, which, you know, you can think sometimes, but, you know, in this day and age of Twitter and all these things, you don't want to get it out there because you can never bring it back.
And Laurie's from Canada.
He's a hard-nosed player, I believe. I like the way he plays, and you expect great things from him.
That one's popped up. Overbay, a long run. Can't get there. You know, fans might not know intricacies of games, and I think that's unfair to say because just because you didn't play the game doesn't know that you don't understand it. But you do understand 17 and 25 is bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do understand if you're going to pay your money to go to a ballpark and your team's not playing well, you're going to boo.
Well, they promoted this team, and there was a lot of excitement. And Michael, you even told me the first time you went in there, they had sellout crowds again against the Yankees. So they expected big things from the Blue Jays. And don't write the season off. I mean, we are in mid-May. A lot of things can happen. But so far, we just haven't lived up to it.
Fans understand that's a strikeout.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. What is that, Michael? Another slider?
And you know what the weird thing is? I don't know if you agree with me, Paul. Obviously, your opinion is the one that counts. It seems like his sliders today, a lot don't have great bites, but he's getting them on the change of speed.
You know, yesterday, even Kuroda hung a couple pitches and got strikeouts. And it's just that Toronto's such a fastball hitting team that, you know, even the good sliders in the right location, you can get away with.
Last 3 starts, his numbers including today, doing well. Rasmus takes inside 1-0. 2-0. Sean Kelly warming in the Yankee pen. High fly ball, left field. Vernon Wells settles underneath it, and he'll put it away for the final out. No runs to hit, no errors, and one man left. We're going to the bottom of the sixth. Yankees haven't landed yet, but they're leading 5-1. Smooth over at LaGuardia, and the Yankees are hoping tomorrow goes smooth with CC Sabathia on the mound. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios Quantum Internet. Technology that makes you feel superhuman. That's powerful. R.A. Dickey will get the start, so a pair of former Cy Young Award winners going at each other. Dickey 3-5, 4.83 after a great year with the Mets last year. And CC 4-3, good ERA. Our coverage begins at 12:30 with the pregame. First pitch will be right around 1:07.
I flew into LaGuardia yesterday. Everything's smooth. You jump in the car and you're driving. All of a sudden, the driver got off and took me through this little shortcut through the neighborhood over there.
Right.
And I had to take a double take. I was calling, texting Neville. I got in and everything. I looked over. Here comes this little kid with a cane pole, fishing pole. And I'm like, I feel like I'm on the Andy Griffith show. You know, here he's off there. It's just not what I'm used to seeing around LaGuardia. But I guess you fish over there by the water.
Yeah, there's water there, right there. Sure.
Just walking through the neighborhood with his fishing pole.
I like it.
Huh?
Probably had on a pair of sneakers and carrying a little bottle of soda. Ground ball to second. Bonifacio gets Overbay for the first out.
Tell you what, Overbay's hits a couple balls hard these last two games. Going through that time where you hit everything hard and they're not all falling.
New pitcher is Brett Cecil. Brandon Morrow's day is over after 5 innings, and good numbers on Cecil. 23 strikeouts in 21 innings. Pitch outside to Granderson. Curtis today is grounded out to first and flied out to left. 5-1 Yankees lead. A couple of 2-run home runs by Robinson Cano. One just made the seats down the right field line. The other one over the Yankee bullpen into the bleachers in right center.
You said it, Michael. They both count for the same thing, but boy, you talk about that second one a lot more than you talk about the first one.
Squibb left side is Torres. Gets Granderson.
Another one of the lefties out of the bullpen for Toronto. Yankee hitters are going to see a lot of this, especially with so many lefties. And Robbie Cano hitting the way he's hitting.
That's why when people ask you, of all the injuries, which one really hurts the most? And you could really point to Teixeira because he balances the lineup because he's a switch hitter. The Yankees last year had 4 switch hitters. Now they don't have switch hitters in the lineup. It's hard for a manager to match up against that.
Well, I tell you what, it's such a just an absolute strength for a manager to have a switch hitter. I mean, looking back at Bernie Williams and Teixeira, guys, Posada, but just there's no way to manage against it because, you know, they were just as good from the other side.
You had Swisher last year, switch hitter. The 2009 championship team. Up and down the lineup, you had guys that could bat right-handed, left-handed, and it was impossible to bring in somebody from the bullpen and get a great matchup. Now you can bring in a lefty, you can get 3 guys in a row. Jason Nix swings and misses. That'll do it. We're going to the 7th. Hope he's on that boat. Look at Riverside Park in Manhattan, and the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 5-1 Yanks. Cano with 2 2-run home runs. Gardner an RBI single and a run scored, and David Phelps giving the Yankees 6 innings, allowed just 1 run, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts.
You know, it's weird. We're not far from there, Mike. Look how clear it looks out on the field. It looks a little foggy there in Manhattan.
There's a strike.
We got the low ceiling working.
I guess. It's Torres, Bonifacio, and Cabrera against Phelps. Cadillac scoreboard 5-1 Yankees.
Get the feeling that Toronto just feels like they're going to lose against the Yankees every time they take the field.
Yankees hold on here, Paul. It's 8-1.
Yeah.
8-1 this year. And the way Toronto improved, and then you know that the Red Sox were going to get better than they were last year. They're going to be a 69-win team. The Orioles are good, and Tampa Bay always battles. You figured there wouldn't be a team that you'd really beat up on in the American League East.
So far, it's been Toronto. But you see the Baltimore game last night? They did like 10-0 and ended up losing. They lost 12-10. It just shows you what type of team. I mean, they battle. They're going to come after you.
2-2. Slow roller, first base side. Phelps called him off and then took it himself like a fly ball. Here's the Yankees against the East. They haven't played the other teams that much. They'll start doing that shortly. 7-1 against the Blue Jays, 2-1 against the O's, and the Rays and the Red Sox 1-2 each.
You talked about the Rays next weekend. You're going to see them without David Price. Pretty good break for the Yankees. I'll tell you what, you watched Buchholz last night. He really throwing the ball well.
Bonifacio fouls it away.
Start looking at matchups in you know, the American League East, and you know, big games. You're a tough guy to go up against. Did you see that Ken Venturi died yesterday? And I was watching a thing.
Golf commentator.
Yeah, ex-golfer and commentator, and I heard an interesting story they were talking about. And he grew up in San Francisco, you know, the DiMaggio name and all that stuff. And he was drafted by the Yankees, by Lefty O'Doul.
Really?
Yeah, thought about playing baseball. And then he said a line to the camera. He said, I found out that it was more fun living at the country clubs than in the dugout. So he ended up being obviously a great golfer and a great commentator.
2-2. Passed away at the age of 82.
A center fielder in his days as a baseball player.
Yankees were pretty taking care of him in center field for about 20, 30 years.
They had a good run there with a couple players, didn't they? There's your childhood days, Michael. That's what you listened to.
Two. Swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, Phelps is having a good inning. He went in, showed him inside, and then you can kind of throw that slider back door. You see that front hip opens up from the pitch before. The backdoor slider just hits the glove. Perfect pitch. How old were you? I mean, growing up in that time, Michael, how old were you when you got to go ride those trains by yourself? Because, I mean, where I grew up, you know, you were allowed to go to the playground, 4 or 5 years old by yourself. Until then, no. I mean, you just don't throw your 5-year-old out and say, hey, go get on the train, right?
I guess I started going with friends. I couldn't go alone. Maybe 11.
Yeah. Pretty cool, though. It felt like you were really free when you could run around by yourself.
I'll tell you what, 1970, 71, in New York, the trains weren't that cool.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they're a lot better now. The 2-0. 2-1. One more out for Phelps, and that will be the longest start of his career. He's gone 6 2/3 4 times.
Opportunity. Nova goes down and he gets an opportunity to pitch, and he just continues to impress. I mean, he throws strikes. He's not scared. And, if he pitches on a team like the Yankees that can throw some runs up for him, he's going to win. And it's, the pregame, he's done it through the minor leagues. He's just a kid that knows how to pitch and knows how to win. And it's, you really can't say enough about what he's done at the major league level with the opportunities he's had.
that 110 pitches.
You don't mind giving that step off. Not quite sure what they want to do here. 110 pitches. This is a big pitch. I mean, this is kind of that. This might be your last hitter either way. Melky Cabrera, we talked about swinging the bat as good as anybody.
Grounded to Cano. He gets in front of it, and that will do it. That will probably do it for David Phelps. The longest outing of his career. 7 innings, just 1 run at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch here at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees lead 5-1 over the Blue Jays. But we're going to stay right where we are to honor America here in the Bronx.
And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate. And welcome 2 honored guests of the New York Yankees. United States Marine Corps Corporal Michael Sullivan, who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and United States Marine Corps Senior Officer Sean O'Connor, who served in Operation Desert Storm. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
I'd like to hear that from David Cohn after a 3-hour trip. So from the Ford update, Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Ford, the official hybrid truck of the Yankees. We will check in with Bob and David and Meredith on the postgame show. Now we check in with Steve Delabar, right-handed pitcher for the Blue Jays, and his numbers are very good. 26 strikeouts in 22 innings, but you don't like the 14 walks. Opponents hitting .208 against him.
Another hard thrower, and if you look at what has happened in the game, and it used to be, and it still does a little bit, you have a lot of matchups in the bullpen. You know, some trick left-handed pitching, sidearm right. Now it seems like you just run these guys out of the bullpen, every one of them, 95 plus. You know, you've kind of gone to the power arms in the bullpen these days.
A lot of hard throwers. So David Adams, Austin Romine, and Brett Gardner will take their chances. On the Cadillac scoreboard, 5-1 Yankees lead.
Quick little 95 there.
Leading out to 7 innings, a testament to their bullpen. The Yankees are 23-0 this season. Strike 3. David Adams down looking.
Michael, your fair forecast is in jeopardy. I see a little rain coming down out there right now.
Really?
Just a little spritzer to cool you off in case you're out running around.
Romine 1 for 2 today with a run scored, a single in the 5th inning. He is throwing hard.
It's easy too. It's just not, you know, there's a little effort behind it. It doesn't look like he's fighting to throw that hard.
Popped up. Out of play. David Robertson will pitch the 8th. So a solid 7 for David Phelps, his longest outing in his young career.
Yeah, more than solid. I mean, really, really good performance. Had a lot of opportunities early in the game where he could have given up big innings, and he got out of them. Girardi's got to be ecstatic to what he's done since he's got the ball to be a starter. This is his 4th start today, right? This year.
You wonder how's Ivan Nova going to get back into rotation if he pitches like this.
The way the thing's going, it seems there's always an opening somewhere out there now with the injury. So we just keep running guys back in there to help. Pineda's not too far off, I would think, after the All-Star break. We've got some arms out there that could really help.
That one is tipped into the glove of Aaron Sebia. 2 away.
Delabar, I mean, there's not much thought behind this. Here's my fastball. Go hit it. So far, it's been good enough.
Brett Gardner got the Yankees on the board with a 2-out single, drive home Knicks in the 3rd inning, and then Cano with the 2-run home run after that. Gave the Yankees a 3-0 lead. They have not lost a game all year where they jumped out to a lead. And they scored the game's first run. They win 17-0, and that's an American League record. Saturday dinner with Frank and Mary tonight?
Oh, that's a given. Huh? Now, like I said, big night. Powerball, win that. Frank and Mary dinner. I'll even pick up dinner with Frank and Mary tonight. Watch the Knicks
Now,
game.
will you be done before the Knicks game? Are you done eating?
You know what? You know, if you miss the first couple minutes, you can see it in the restaurant. But, you know, you're there for the big minutes.
You know,
Do you know the schedule, the NBA schedule? I'm looking, I mean, not the schedule of the games, but like as a baseball team or player, I mean, the game 7, right? Huge games. You would get to the park at, you know, like 2 o'clock and just kind of hang out in the clubhouse until game time at 7:30. Do they hang out at the arenas, though? Are they in and out?
They usually, they'll go through a walkthrough. They have a shoot-around in the morning, and then they go back to the hotel. They might say for a 7:30, 8 o'clock game, they might get there at 4:30 or 5.
Much different, though, with the shoot-around in the morning. So you're there once, come back, and then so it's a lot different.
Basketball players are very big on naps.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Big nappers. The 2-2. You know, one of my big dreams, and I was talking about it with Jody, is one day, like when you're doing the game in town, that we get the invite to the Frank and Mary dinner. Hasn't happened yet. Oh, yeah, that would be big for us.
See, I'm the other way. I'm waiting for the big invite to eat at your house. This Frank and Mary's always first, you know.
That one's drilled to center field, going back. Rasmus.
Nice
play. Nice play. Hauls it in and takes an extra base hit away from Gardner. So Rasmus kept going back, reaches up, makes the play, and we will head to the 8th inning with the Yankees up 5-1. Nice play by Rasmus. Brought to you by AT&T. And as Sweet Home Alabama blares through the stadium PA, the kid from Alabama, David Robertson, comes on. This will be his 18th game. He has 20 strikeouts in 16 and a third innings, just 4 walks, 9 hits, so 13 base runners in 16 and third innings.
Nothing bad there. You can look through those numbers. You're not going to find anything. David Robertson done a great job setting up for Mariano. Michael, this is one of those saves that probably comes in the 8th inning. You got Bautista, Encarnacion, and Aracibia, all with power. They're big hitters coming up here.
Monday scoreboard 5-1 Yankees. Got to send out some birthday wishes today, Paul. Mr. October.
Reggie
Jackson turned 67 today, so happy birthday to Reggie. Bautista takes a strike. He has good numbers, Bautista does, against Robertson.
Reggie probably celebrating in Carmel as we speak, huh?
I would think so.
No, I didn't see him. He's not in town. Huh?
Nope. Count 0-2. How do you shop for Reggie? I mean, what do you get Reggie for his birthday?
You know what? I think you just say happy birthday, I think. Reggie's got everything.
Yeah.
He's got the Hall of Fame. He's got home runs. He's got everything he needs. Cars,
yeah.
Golf.
Slow roller. If it stays fair, it's a hit. And it rolls foul.
Between innings, Michael, I'm going to text Reggie happy birthday. We'll see if we get a response, all right?
All right. So you got Reggie in your phone. That's big league.
Is it?
That's big league.
I don't know if I can get to him.
Now, you think you'll get the same response you get from David Cole?
Yeah, probably. You hit the text button for David Cohn, and the iPhone's so smart it talks back to you. Why even bother?
In Siri's voice?
In Siri's voice.
Why even bother? Three infielders on the left side for the righty swinging Bautista. The 0-2. Nice play there by Adams. Gets to his feet, and he gets Bautista. Boy, Adams has played very well since getting called up. And he's not known for his glove, but here he makes a nice play.
See, ball hit hard. Knock it down. You've got a chance. Comes up. Good strong throw. Bautista hustles. He gets down the line, too. Didn't come up with it cleanly, but got a good handle on it. Made a good throw.
Waited so long to get to the big leagues, got called up on his 26th birthday, and just made the most of it. Bautista goes the other way. Long run for Granderson. Turns, looks, see ya. A home run for Encarnacion. And the Yankees now lead 5-2.
He's got the right arm flap up. The problem is you're still losing 5-2. But I tell you one thing, Encarnacion, he has got tremendous power, and in the past year and a half, he's become a force to reckon with at the plate. Usually a pull hitter, you see. It's a four-seamer right down the middle. Just drives it to right center field, stays through, head down, right through the ball. Off his bat, Michael. There's really no doubt when he hits it where it's going.
That's good power the other way. Aaron Sevilla takes low. 1-0. Now Mark Reynolds is at a home run today, so now there's a three-way tie for the American League home run lead. Cano, Reynolds, and Encarnacion. Punch right side, base hit. So runner on first base with one out. To vote for the Chevy Player of the Game, visit votechevy.com. Results will be revealed in the post-game show. So they're getting busy out there. When Mike Harkey gets up, that means somebody's going to start warming. Before the home run by Encarnacion, Robertson had held opponents hitless in the last 18 at-bats.
Yeah. He's hit a couple balls today off the wall, so he's having one of those days where he's seeing the ball well. And you got to remember where you are if you're Robertson. You know, you've got a 3-run lead. You've given up a home run. Settle down. Get out of this inning. We talked about some of those sliders from Kuroda and even Phelps today that they look like they almost got away with. Robertson, great fastball, but Toronto, a good fastball hitting team. You see that breaking ball just kind of waving at it. See a different spin on that. That's more of an up and down curveball. It's got a little more break to it.
A lot of people are telling me that Reggie Jackson is in Rochester tonight for the Field of Dreams game.
Ah, he's warming up as we speak.
Yeah.
So I have an excuse when I don't get a reply.
You Yankee right fielders stick together.
Tell you what, you said that he was over the last 17 at bats off Robertson. Every once in a while, you're just cruising and cruising, and then you get a reminder. Hey, you know, this is the major leagues. These guys can hit. Encarnacion hit a bullet out into right center. Just got to realize, you know, it's going to happen. Once in a while, good hitters are going to get you. Good pitch.
Strike 3. Lynn down looking.
Talk about Encarnacion hitting a home run. He was 0 for 13 going into that at bat against Robertson. Lynn, who's been hitting the ball all day, gets fooled. Looking for that breaking ball. Good fastball right on the outside corner. Romine just hold it there. Good view for the umpire. Ooh. Wicked curveball right there. Those are the ones that, you know, as strike 1 you don't mind. You hate to see that with strike 2 because it just buckles you.
Darren Oliver, the veteran lefty. Probably pitched the bottom of the inning. And the 0-2. High drive into center field. Going back is Gardner, and he'll make the play for the final out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. Going to the bottom of the 8th. 5-2 Yanks. Comb break down today's action and get the latest highlights from around baseball. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz in the clubhouse with the team reaction and Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Now, Paul, you wanted to see it. We wanted to really make you crave it. Here's the Yes view of Cano's big home run into the bleachers.
There's nothing other than this is beauty right here. Look at that. Everything posted up on the front side, right on it. Stays through it. Catcher hated it. It's got his glove off already.
And here he is. Here's Robinson Cano to lead off the bottom of the 8th against Darren Oliver. So you bring in a lefty to face a lefty, but this is not a move that the numbers tells you to make because Cano is 8 for 16 against Oliver. Hyundai scoreboard 5-2 Yankees. Paul, you hit 316 against Darren Oliver.
He was late. Because early when he broke into the league, he was one of those lefties that you didn't really get comfortable with in the box. He was a little wild. He threw really hard. All of a sudden, you know, he had some arm problems, and he found out how to pitch. And that's why he's still in the game. He knows much better control, much different pitcher than he was early in his career. See that? That's his fastball. 89 used to be, you know, 94, 95, and all over the place.
2 two-run home runs for Cano. Tied for the league lead with 12. But this time Oliver gets him. One away.
In my mind, that pitch right there is the hardest pitch for a lefty in baseball. It's from a lefty. It's a two-seam fastball, and it's going to run back in on your hands. And you pick it up. You're so used to seeing the ball go away from a lefty. You see it just bears back down in. Tough pitch to hit for a left-handed hitter.
Vernon Wells digs in. 1 for 3. Ground ball is short. Astura's backhands and fires high and over the head of Lynn. That's going to be an E6.
Well, no reason to rush this either. Vernon Wells, he's got by. That's what happens. He's just out of rhythm, doesn't get a good grip, and just launches it. Good arm strength, though, Michael. Just a little bit high.
And you're right, Paul. Just that ball riding up the glove. He couldn't get the grip that he wanted.
Breaks the whole rhythm of the play. I mean, you get it in the outfield or you get it in the infield. It doesn't come up clean in your glove, and you just don't grab the grip right.
Here's Hafner.
I know this game isn't over, Michael, but you know, sometimes when you're going through winning streaks, it's like, you know, you're battling and battling to beat teams, and these just look like not easy, but just comfortable wins. I mean, they're showing up, they're playing the game, and you know, you go home with a win. It's like that Toronto is not battling to the point where, you know, they're in the game, even though they're down 3 runs.
I get that same sense. I can't put my finger on it because the talent's there. Maybe it's just against the Yankees, who, you know, they could be 1-8 against. So we're seeing them at their worst.
Right.
They just took 2 games from the world champion San Francisco Giants. So, I mean, they really pounded them.
Offensively, other than Laurie, I mean, guys are living up to what they do. And Encarnacion's off to a great start. Bautista's heating up. Arancibia.
Drilled to right field. There it goes. See ya! A 2-run home run for Travis Hafner, and the Yankees lead 7-2.
Boy, Travis Hafner's got to love that. Anytime you're a guy that's majority of your playing time comes against righties, you really just buckle down against lefties. Kind of always a chip on your shoulder when you're benched against lefties. Good swing there, kept it fair, just barely.
Gets it right into your living room.
Coming right into our booth, Michael. Duck. So he gets around that ball. He wants that ball to cut, but you watch that glove go back inside, which means he hung it. Oh, there's a good feeling.
Pitch to Overbay is a strike. So he's been on the shelf with that bad right shoulder, had a cortisone shot. Now he has reason to smile.
See that attitude adjustment with one swing, it happens.
Slow roller up the first baseline. Lind will field Pablo, and Overbay reaches first on the E3. Paul, early in the game, they made mistakes that would not be in the box score. This inning, they've made 2 mistakes that will be in the box score.
Yeah, every once in a while, as a player, if I'm part of the Blue Jays right now, I expect to go into this locker room, and either a player or a manager is going to blow up, because enough's enough. At this point, you're going to be 10 games behind, and you're not a young team. You're a team that's built to win now. They brought people in, and every once in a while there's got to be a game that things don't go well where somebody blows up, whether it's a player or a manager, and try to get this thing on another track where you start winning. And it's not about getting beat, it's about the way you got beat.
Right.
Again, you said early in the game, you have some pickoffs, you have some opportunities to get some runs, you don't do it, and then all of a sudden it's just the game rolls away from you, and then you look up and it's 7-2.
One of the knocks against this team last year under John Farrell, who's now the manager of the Red Sox, is that they weren't disciplined. They ran wild on the bases. They didn't really play fundamentally sound baseball. Now you have Farrell going to the Red Sox, and they are playing good fundamental baseball. And it's a new manager, and they're still making the same sort of mistakes. 2-2.
I'll tell you what, though, there's been teams in the past that you say, hey, there's nobody out on that field that would even start for the Yankees. So you expect the Yankees to beat them. There's some players that you'd love to have. There's some good players, pitchers and everyday players on this team.
They can only get one. Oliver was a little late covering. So he has 2 outs now, and he's collecting his breath, catching it.
It's amazing how some of these plays just become much more difficult as you get older. See Oliver getting over there not so easily. No chance, obviously, to get Granderson.
He's trying.
But he was giving the timeout sign. Don't even throw it. Yeah, when you brought up my numbers against him, when I'm facing guys that they're starting to get up in their years in their career. How many years does he have? Let's see. It's got to be 15, 16 years.
I think it might be more than that.
Stay tuned. We're going to get you this. This is what happens in this day and age. You can just look things up and they give it to you.
Like Mark Twain's quote.
Yeah, that was unfair, though. I said, I told you, we're all the way up to 10 years behind, not 20.
Oliver was born in 1970.
It's his 20th year.
So he strikes out Nix. Here is the yes view on Hafner's home run.
Oh, look at this.
From every angle, it looks good.
I could hit like that if I could stop it right there and aim my barrel.
We go to the ninth. Yankees up 7-2. Some great shots of the stadium and aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. 3 more outs, and the Yankees will pick up their 27th win of the year, so they turn it over to Boone Logan. When Hafner's ball disappeared into the seats, Mariano sat down. No longer a save situation. They turn it over to Boone Logan. He'll face the bottom third of the order for the Blue Jays, starting with Colby Rasmus. Rasmus, 1 for 3. And an RBI. RBI single right over the head of Granderson. Count 1-0. Count 2-0.
All of a sudden, I mean, this is a pretty well pitched game early. Morrow obviously had that 1 inning where he kind of had a hiccup and gave up a few runs, but all of a sudden, you know, you look up 7-2. Yankees tacked on runs.
2-1.
Boone Logan, I was talking about earlier in the game. I mean, you used to have just matchup guys. You know, lefties throw sidearm to get lefties out, then you have to go out and get a righty. Boone Logan is kind of the pitcher of this era, a guy that throws hard. You can leave him out there mid-90s with a good slider, really tough on lefties, but can also go out and get right-handers out just because he has good stuff.
Two 2-1. Missed inside, 3-1.
Shocks you as a hitter right there. You know, you're in a 2-1 fastball count. You look at the scoreboard and you know that he's going to throw you a fastball. All of a sudden he throws you that slider for ball 3. And you know you're getting a fastball away here. 94 with a little cut on it, doesn't matter. Mike, when we do talk about Rasmus, he's leading all of baseball in strikeout percentage. So this is a place he's been a lot with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Rasmus down on strikes.
Well, and he went away. He actually was supposed to go away here. The ball kind of tailed back in.
So here's this Torres. 2 outs to go for a Yankee victory. Count 1-0. Foul back, 1-1 coming right at him, 95 miles an hour. The 1-1 could not hold up. 1-2.
You're talking about some of the pitchers. It could be, you know, a big part of the Yankees' summer with Pineda and Nova coming back. And I keep reading about, is it Bundy for Baltimore?
Dylan Bundy.
You know, when is he going to make it?
I think he's hurt now.
Oh, is that right? Because I kept hearing how much he was going to be part of that run too. So, I mean, he had like Strasburg stuff, from what I understand, huh?
Yep. And he is hurt. Behind Jurickson Profar, the infielder for the Rangers. Bundy is the number 2 overall prospect in all of baseball. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3. 2 outs.
Now 2 up and 2 strikeouts in a different fashion, Dogan. Blue Logan, again, good stuff. Slider in there just locks to stir us up. Michael, I agree with you. I think in slow motion we can still hit. Pick up the seams real well. And if we have that the overhead view where we can stop it, figure out what we want to hit it or
that
not.
would be big, yeah. Bonifacio with a fly ball to right. Granderson makes the play and the Yankees win 7-2. In the 9th inning, 3 up, 3 down, 2 home runs for Robinson Cano. A 2-run shot by Travis Hapner, and John Gibbons has to wonder what's happening with this team right now, as they are now 10 games behind the Yankees in the American League East. Austin Romine did a good job behind the plate. Brent Gardner with an RBI single, and tomorrow R.A. Dickey will try to salvage the final game of this 3-game set. Stick around for the post-game show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. Crowd of 45,557. They like it. He doesn't.